All right, guys, so another common breakdown that we see a lot of the times within the delivery is what I call early launch, right? So essentially when we come now to throw the baseball, right, when we get into ball release, our positioning, and again, I hate to say the word positioning. I don't like to talk about really positions, but for this one, it's a position, because when we go to throw the ball and at ball release, right, if our trunk posture, okay, so you see hopefully this side angle here gives a good visual interpretation. At ball release, our trunk posture is drastically behind that lead knee, right, that front knee, and we're releasing it like this, and our shoulders are essentially squared, right? So the throwing shoulder and my glove arm shoulder are in line. You could put a pipe through it and it would come out the other side perfectly, evenly, whatever. So this is early launch, right? So what we want to see, and what we see across the board with, you know, highly efficient pitchers, is their ability to delay that launch and get late launch, right? So now we're maximizing our extension. Okay, so now what we see with guys, like I said, that are able to attribute high power output out through the ball hand, or we're seeing that the throwing shoulder is now drastically in front of the glove side shoulder. Okay, so again, throwing shoulder, glove side shoulder. I know you can't see it, so we'll go to this view. You're here, right? So now you're creating that angle of that extension at ball release, but you're also, your trunk, again, trunk posture is now in front of that lead knee. So why is this a big deal? So anything we talk about in the delivery, we're talking about crucial pieces in regards to timing and consistency, okay? We're never gonna be 100% consistent every single throw, but we're trying to shoot for that, right? Because the body's downloading, you know, essentially movements and motor control patterns that we're trying to instill over time. So when we get on the mound, we're not thinking about anything, we're doing it, right? Motion memory, you see something, or you tell your body to do something and it does it, and it organizes itself. So what we're trying to do is be super consistent with what? Our release point, okay? And we're trying to maximize our ability to release in the same vicinity and on time with extension, due to when you extension, right? When you throw with extension, this is a common thing with guys when they throw pull downs compared to their mound. When you're doing pull downs, you're obviously running and really forcing, you know, throwing the ball down. That's when we see essentially like efficient extension. So with extension, not only, right, is our fingers and our hands going to be more consistent in that release point that we want, but what's the common sense tell you, right? Like, we're closer to home plate, okay? We're going to be able to tunnel better. We're going to obviously be harder to hit because we're reaching closer to home plate, and we're really maximizing that separation and that stretch, and allowing all the transfer of energy from the back to the front, and maximizing that extension like a whip, right? Like a whip, when it extends, you know, to the fullest point, and then it freaking fires, it's going to be a lot stronger with more power potential than it is if you know, shortened it. Okay, that was kind of an analogy on the fly. Let me know how it played out for you. But we see a lot of breakdowns due to timing, due to, you know, inefficient positions and instabilities and motor control patterns and all of the other things that I talk about a lot. But we see that ball release, and then we're seeing ball release right about here, and just not getting into full extension and maximizing extension. So we want to do that, okay? We want to maximize our extension. We want to get late launch when we throw a baseball. So that's the breakdown of early launch and why it's a deficiency that we got to hammer home and maximize our potential power output, right? All right, well, looking forward to diving in with you. Let's get to work.